Hi, good people. Is your day starting well? I am sure it must be starting very well. How did you spend your Sunday? It was good, I'm sure. So we enter into that great day, the my day. Once upon a time, my day. It is the day that is mine, but I also share with you because I am a good man. Today, it is that day. And that day is once upon a time, my day. It is Monday, the 10th of March. Once upon a time, in a far, far away village, there was a humble woman named Aara. She lived a simple life in a small cottage on the edge of the village. Though she didn't have much, her heart was full of kindness, and her door was always open to those in need. Aara believed that each day was a gift, an opportunity to show love and compassion. One bright morning, Aara decided that today would be a day of intentional action. That is what we had today in our gospel, the final judgment. The gospel knew we shall have this story. I love this day. She had heard a wise elder once say, "Every act of kindness towards the least of these is an act of love towards Christ Himself." Those words stuck with her, and she knew that today she would live by them. As Aara walked through the village, she noticed a beggar sitting on the street corner. His clothes were tattered and his face was worn with sorrow. Many villagers passed by without a second glance, but Aara stopped. She knelt beside him and smiled gently. "Good morning," she said. "Would you like some bread and soup? I have plenty at home, and I would be honored to share with you." The beggar's eyes brightened with surprise. "You will do this for me?" he asked, his voice filled with gratitude. "Of course," Aara replied. "No one should go hungry, especially not today." She helped him to his feet, and together they walked to her cottage, where Aara set out a warm meal for him. As they ate, the beggar shared stories of his hardships, and Aara listened intently, offering him words of encouragement. She didn't just give him food, she gave him her time, her compassion, and her care. Later that day, Aara walked towards the village square and saw a young mother struggling to carry her infant and several baskets of produce. Without hesitation, Aara hurried to her side and offered to help. "Let me carry those for you," Aara said. "You should not have to carry such a burden alone." The young mother smiled with relief and gratitude. "Thank you, thank you so much," she said, her eyes filled with appreciation. "I've been so tired, and you have no idea how much this means to me. Again, thank you, and thank you so much." Aara walked with her until the young mother was safely home. And before she left, she made sure that the baby was warm and comfortable. "Take care and don't hesitate to ask if you need anything," Aara said before continuing on her way. As the day came to a close, Aara returned to her cottage, feeling at peace. She had helped others, but it wasn't just the acts of kindness that made her heart full. It was the love she had shared. The love that she knew was a reflection of something greater. She had seen Christ in every person she helped, and through her actions, she had loved him in return. That evening, as she prayed, Aara whispered a quiet prayer of gratitude. "Dear Lord, let today be a day of intentional action. Help me always to serve others, to be holy in how I treat them, and to remember that every act of kindness, no matter how small, is an act of love towards you." Amen. And so, Aara's day was a reminder to all who knew her. Every day is a chance to make a difference, to show compassion, and to remember that in serving others, we serve Christ himself. She went to bed a happy woman. And the day ended, and the new day started, like ours is starting, the end of the story. Dear good people, what are we taking home today? Let's first ask this question. How intentional are you in doing good? How intentional are you to living a life of holiness? And you know, it is not difficult to live a life of holiness. We are not called to do big things, but small things done with a good intention and done consistently and constantly. I love that. Being intentionally good. The week that ended, how many meetings did you attend where you were planning to bring someone down? How many phone calls did you make to give wrong, erroneous witness about someone? How many phone calls did you make? In the past 1 week, how many messages did you write that were not godly, that were driven by jealousy, that were driven by hatred? How many people did you lift up? How many? How many times did you get out of your way? My dear friend, I don't know what you did last week. I don't know what you have been doing as a lay person or even religious, a man or a woman, married or not, young or old. But let today be a day of intentional action, to be holy in how you treat others, to look for ways to serve and show compassion, and to remember that every act of kindness towards the least of these is an act of love towards Christ Himself. Oh, now I love Monday. Thank you. Please come and join me to love this day so that we can all be intentional in doing good. And as you prepare to be intentional, please go and read Psalm 15. Ni hayo tu kwa sasa.